We got the media team in here. We're the media
We're the
team.
media team. We got content. TV's in the go. We got TV in the go, Wack.
You looking for that fire Clubhouse content? Well, you need to subscribe to the home. Hey, yo, Clubhouse TV. Let's get to the content.
That's a good one.
Spin the block.
So, G Wayne, let me ask you a stupid question. You don't have to answer it. They raided him and found these guns, right? Which means he was already hot, right? I wonder what the he did to get that wiretap authorized, because we know it wasn't for these guns because they picked it up and they raided your crib. So what were they investigating you for this whole time anyway? Because you're not indicted on none of that. They gave up your priors. You got indicted for those. You went to jail for those. That's how niggas knew you had a little bit of smut on your name. But something's missing here, G Wayne. The gap is, what the investigating you for, Bricc Baby? It wasn't for this. This is what they picked up when they raided you.
Don't tell me it was the Dirk shit.
I do not know, Guap.
We ain't got through all the paperwork yet, though.
I'm gonna put it together for the homie. Somebody can answer that question.
Y'all got Bricc Baby work?
Yes, sir. I sent it to you, Wack.
Right here.
Check your text.
I believe Bricc gonna tell.
Like a mother.
It's too late.
They're about to.
I believe he gonna get out on Big U.
Hey, Wack. They're about to let him out, Wack.
He already telling.
They about to do
They're
what?
about to let him out. The plea is for him to release.
Mm-hmm. And surrender when he's supposed to surrender.
Wait,
and not commit no crime.
The plea he just signed is insinuating that they're about to release him. He got to abide by all the rules of being like on probation. Report, pay your fines, all your shit.
Bro, come on, bro.
Listen, right. But if you, we can charge you for the shit that we dropping for now. Just for now.
Nah, bro. Yes. That ain't how that work.
Bro.
I'm reading it right now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, that ain't how that. I mean, it is, bro. They got this nigga for shootings, guns, AKs, all kind of shit. That ain't how.
They dropping
all
that. Dropping all.
Yeah, they dropping it, Wack.
They dropping all that just to give them a gun charge, the possession. They dropping all that other shit.
They dropping the shooting.
They dropping all that shit, bro. Just the possession. They charging him with possession. So they gonna release him to work. But if he don't produce, they gonna bring all that shit back up on him.
Nah, I think they releasing the nigga to take the stand on Big U.
That could be it too. That could be it too. But the way the paperwork that Prince is reading, they're about to let this nigga go. And they just letting him know, if you out there, we gonna bring all this other shit that we just dropped on your ass back up on you. So they gotta threaten him with it. So he
appear for all court appearances, surrender as ordered for service. Is this a bail?
No, this is the plea.
No.
This is the plea agreement. But it sounds like a bail, don't it? Or OR.
It do. So this is what his offense level is. It says defendant, which is Bricc Baby, and the United States Attorney's Office agreed to the following applicable sentencing guideline factors. Gee, I need you here. Spent shell cases, base offense level 14, in connection with another felony +4. It says search of the residence, base offense level 20, multiple firearms +2. It says FEMA application, base offense level 7, disaster fraud +2. It says defendant and the USAO reserve the right to argue that additional specific offense characteristics, adjustments, and departures under the sentencing guideline are appropriate. The base offense level set forth above is based on information currently known to the government regarding his criminal history. Bricc Baby understands and agrees that his offense level could be increased if he's a career offender, or an armed career offender, or if Bricc Baby has additional prior convictions. It's interesting. It says the Bricc Baby understands that there is no agreement as to his criminal history or criminal history category. I'm not understanding that part, y'all. It's just reading to me like they're leaving that part vague for a reason.
So, bro, he ain't just start telling. Listen, they booked him 2022 for a shoot and let him go. No court date. Booked him June 23rd for AK, 2 guns, 100 rounds of ammunition. No court date. Then they picked him up with the RICO 2025. It's not new. He been cooperating. This shit ain't nothing new.
No, that's factual.
Yeah,
That's a fact.
What they doing, they stacking the deck. Bricc and Luce Cannon gonna take the stand on that nigga.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. They ain't gonna let Luce out though.
They ain't gonna let him out because he's making himself a threat. You notice how Bricc got off that internet.
Yeah, he making himself a threat. He got too much pending. They'll put him in a different facility though. But they ain't gonna let him out on the street. He making himself a threat. He got too much violence.
The crazy part about it, whoever you see with him, you know they ain't right.
And they still gonna put him. And they gonna be back up in no jumper.
Definitely going up there. Adam don't give.
That's content.
But I wonder if Bricc gonna be dumb enough to talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, what he gonna try the same thing. He gonna lie about it. He gonna say what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? To save face. But we know better than it. But shit, when have you known him not to talk about something?
So what happens next if they are releasing him? Is there like another process, or he just gets released?
If his ass gets released, he working.
I don't know. It ain't gonna happen overnight. But he's gonna have to sign some papers and go through all the process and check his house. And it's almost like getting put out on probation, parole. He got to get approved and all that old bullshit.
Does it say order for release on here?
Nah, it's just the paperwork. It don't say order. It's almost like that process. I don't even know if he signed this or not. It's just you know what I'm saying? It's just the plea agreement.
But the plea agreement's for release.
It's insinuating it is. We didn't finish reading it all.
I got a dumb question, right? What's the we talking about that shooting in that parking lot, right? That robbery. I don't see him ever being charged with that though.
Oh no, it was in his initial indictment.
Let me double check that. I know the word it was in there, but the actual charge.
Yeah. But in this, it's saying
that
it's dropping a lot of charges. This plea has only got to do with possession of a firearm.
Well, he had that on multiple occasions. He had that even the day after No Jumper when they arrested him. They found a gun that they showed on camera.
Exactly.
So he had June 23rd, the AK and the 2 firearms. Then he had the March 2025, the firearm he had on No Jumper. They found it. That's all was named in there. Then they had the shooting in 2022.
This one has something to do with the 22 case, I believe.
So they just turning their back on the AK and the other 3 guns?
I think they set him to the side. Just in case he don't do what he's supposed to do, they could bring it back up on his ass.
Yeah, if I was that nigga, I'd relocate to Maine. I wouldn't even come.
I
play.
wouldn't even come back until that nigga had to go to court. Welcome to the feds. That's what make you so sick about them, bro. Man, this how
I'm
they
gonna
get
be
down.
real with you, bro. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. As a human being, understanding how people play roles, right? Understanding how people play roles, because they want to be part of some gang banging or whatever. I'm not gonna even call it fake gang banging, because niggas really be gang banging until they get banged. But on some real shit, if any a certain age and he looking at coming home an older age and he got a woman over there and kids, hey bro, keeping it real, any sane human being today, how things are today, with the threat being 10% of what it used to be or what usually happens to you on the street. The worst thing happened now is they talk about you on the internet. That's it, right? And it goes away. And if you stay on the internet, antagonize you with it. Other than that, you go get a job at Walmart, go get a job at FedEx, go get a job at Pepsi somewhere, relocate to Maine, Iowa, North Dakota. Or you keep it gangster, thug it out, and get out when you're 61 and your kids is grown and your girl is gone, you got no career, and most of the people today is gonna do what they gotta do to get out. That's a fact.
You forgot, Wack, if they do that, they kept it real. That's the only thing they got going. They kept it real. That's what they be looking for. I kept it real. Did my time.
And it's in your favor if come to the internet and talk about it and it go viral. Because now you can make a career out that shit. A real career, bro.
So Wack, I'm looking at his original indictment, right? It's dated February 26, 2025. It's for one count of, so count one is 18 USC 922. That's felon in possession of a firearm, right? I don't see no robbery on here. But if I go down to the section where they say they listed no, all his felonies, they had reckless evading in 2010, possession of substance in 2012, no possession in 2014, criminal threats in 2016, a robbery in 2020. Now, I do remember a robbery that happened at some quote-unquote dispensary parking lot or something like that in LA, that he let off some rounds and they recovered those rounds, right? It was like 3 rounds or some shit like that. Yeah, so his indictment only has the felon in possession, and that's everything that they read at his crib. They don't have...
You got caught with an AK 2023 and 2 other guns with 100 rounds of ammo. That's in there.
Yeah, that's the Ruger. So you got the Ruger 380 caliber pistol, the Kennec 9mm, then the random hell pump. That's the AK.
That's the AK. That's June 2023. They let him go, no court date. Then March of 2025, he get caught with another gun with an extended clip.
Right. That's the no jumper shit, right?
Yeah, the next day.
Right. And that's
2022, he had the shooting.
And that's not on here.
His name in his paperwork, though. What? You know,
we know that. We know that. So he was never charged with that, though.
That's the point.
100%. 100%. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, here go the thing. How do you get out on a shooting and no court date?
Only one way.
You are okay. And then the next year, AK-2 handguns and ammunition. No court date.
Back up a second, Wack. Right before you came in.
Then March 2025, you go on no jumper, flash a pistol, hit your house the next morning, find the pistol. Then we're going to throw in 2024, you on live, flashing the pistol.
Right.
You know, they're going to see all this.
When they know you're already hot for felon in possession.
And then they say we're gonna set it aside and let you go home.
And also going to keep all the uncharged conduct over your head.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm. Right before you came in, Wack.
I believe they're gonna use him to put him on that stand to fry Big U ass up.
I'm with you because I asked a question before you came in. I said, back in 2021, 2022, what did he do, right, to get the quote-unquote feds? Remember, they raided his house because of what he did with the baby mother, right? But he was on wiretap prior. There's a crime missing there.
Oh, yeah. We beat the...
Wack? Exactly. There's a crime missing there.
There's a whole nother one in there that was in there. That
they ran in his crib with, right? But he's on wiretap already. Where's that wiretap crime?
He's already on wiretap.
So if he's on wiretap and they watching him and they went to pick him up, no brainer. They said in the paperwork, right? They said they almost blew the whole investigation.
Keep reading that. 600.
I'm going to pick him up.
600 is insinuating 15 years is in there. Keep reading that work.
I got you. Give me 1 second. 1 second, y'all. Y'all pick up a shit room. You know where the fuck y'all at. A room for the week. Into this Bricc Baby work. AKA Zaya Mitchell. AKA Bricc Baby. AKA Big Shit. You know the fucking rest. Get into these numbers, though.
That's what I was talking about.
Go to page 7.
Yep. That's page 7.
Page 7.
Show me that, Wack. Let me look at it.
Go to page 7.
Okay, here we go, y'all. Penalties. Page 7, paragraph 9. Here we go, y'all. Defendant understands that the statutory maximum sentence that the court can impose, right, for violation of Title 18, United States Code Section 922 Golf, which is felon in possession, is 15 years imprisonment, a 3-year period of supervised release, a fine of $250,000, or twice the gross gain or gross loss resulting from the offense, whichever is greatest, and a mandatory special assessment of $100. Bricc Baby understands that the supervised release period is a period of time following imprisonment during which the defendant will be subject to various restrictions and requirements. Bricc Baby understands that if he violates one or more of the conditions of any supervised release imposed, that he may be returned to prison for all or part of the term of the supervised release authorized by the statute for the offense that resulted in the term of his supervised release. He also understands that by pleading guilty, he may be giving up any valuable government benefits and valuable civic rights, such as the right to vote, the right to possess a firearm, the right to hold office, and the right to serve on a jury. Bricc Baby understands that he is pleading guilty to a felony, and that is a federal crime for any convicted felon to possess a firearm or ammunition. Bricc Baby understands that the conviction in this case may also subject him to various other collateral consequences, including but not limited to revocation of probation, parole, or supervised release in any other case, and suspicion or revocation of a professional license. Bricc Baby understands that unanticipated collateral consequences will not serve as grounds to withdraw his guilty plea. Bricc Baby and his counsel have discussed the fact that and understand that if Bricc Baby is not a United States citizen, this is the standard thing, if he's not a citizen, he gets deported. And let's go over the factual. So that's the point in section 7 back in GWA. The next part goes into the factual basis that he normally possessed the ammunition and the guns. But it says here, looking at a max of 15. But even this plea agreement doesn't read. It doesn't spell out. It doesn't spell out his max, his min, his recommendation, none of that shit. It just basically leaves it all blank. It basically states, Wack, that hey, there's one line there that me and G Wayne was like, huh? Where it says that you have to abide by all orders of the court moving forward. I don't know what that means. I've never heard that before as well. So you talking about him going to testify, it kind of makes sense.
Are they talking about letting him go though?
Let me keep reading this. Hold on a second. So the max is 15. Let's see. They don't have the recommendations. Blah. factual basis. I'm gonna keep reading. So G. Wayne, those guns must have came out of state because it says all the firearms and ammunition he possessed on both those dates had traveled in and affected interstate or foreign commerce. That I'm put a pin in that because that goes kind of back to that gun running dude.
Yeah, they
Christian
must have
Forbes. They
picked it
got
up from the state.
See, that's why I
So they
said what
did,
I said earlier. Is it state or fed?
well, they picked it up from the state. The state, he got arrested in the state, and the feds picked it up.
Yeah, because right now they have all of his cases listed, and that shooting in 20. So basically, from 2020 Wack up until right now, it kind of reads like Bricc Baby has no record in terms of the
Bullshit.
paperwork. In terms of the
He
paperwork,
definitely
right?
got record. He got record from
100%.
Atlanta to L.A.
100%. What they're doing in his paperwork, they're listing all his felonies, right? So it stops at 2020. Make that make sense.
This is what I'm saying. Okay.
See what I'm saying, you want?
Me and you, Prince, do the same exact thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I get caught. I decide to flip on you, right? Because I decide to flip on you, they gonna get rid of all my shit to give me the plea bargain, but I can flip on you because I have none of the charges that you have.
Right.
They make me look like an angel.
Exactly.
And this is what the feds do.
And that's why he didn't get locked up for
And
nothing. Because at that
that's
point
what
they
they're
can
doing
use
to
him.
him. However, if I decide to say, you know what, I ain't gonna testify, they gonna bring all that shit back up that they swept under the rug and give me the same charges.
And why can they, guys? We're having a conversation, but why can they? Because we read that paragraph that have that uncharged conduct over his head.
Conduct.
It specifically
Exactly.
reads that way by saying, hey, that's why we said, G. Wayne, how do they know, quote unquote, that he has that much uncharged conduct? Because they know they ain't charging him.
They not charging him because they need him to work. But if he decide to go and say, I'm not doing this, they gonna recharge him all that shit. He gonna do a lot more than that 15.
And look how nasty the wording is. It's that plus G. Wayne right up until sentencing. You better not, right before we sentence you, we can still run you up. And even after it says we can still run you up.
He might not even get the, well, you're right. He might not even get this plea until he done doing what he's supposed to do.
Exactly. They left it open-ended. That's why it's reading, to me, that's why it's reading that way. It's almost reading like, hey, we don't want y'all to know the nigga telling you. Like they use everything they can kind of use. That make any sense?
Makes perfect sense to me. I've seen it before.
To kind of let him know that, hey, we got this over your head, but... So this is going to blow your mind, too. This is not a superseding indictment, but where did this FEMA shit come from? So not only that, it says here, it says separate apart from his possession of a firearm and ammunition. Wait. On February 14, 2025. February 14, 2025. When was the no jumper incident? March? Write that date down for me, somebody. February 14, 2025. It says February 14th, separate apart from defendant's possession of a firearm and ammunition as a felon on February 14th. He filed an application for disaster assistance with the Department of Homeland Security, knowingly and falsely claiming that he was renting a home in Pasadena, California, that was destroyed by the Eaton fires. Okay.
Who did that?
By doing Bricc Baby.
Was in my hood.
Well, don't dox yourself.
Yeah, the fires wasn't even in Pasadena. He lied.
He said he had destroyed by the fire lava flow ash on January 7th, 2025.
Oh, the flow ash. Yeah, that's different.
As a result of the Eaton fires. By doing so, Bricc Baby attempted to receive FEMA benefits to include personal property reimbursement.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that case. That was a whole other case.
I never even heard of this. Loss of a vehicle.
Was in there. It was in there.
Loss of primary residence. Gotcha. Oh, the fraud shit. Food, clothing, medical. Let's see. So he's not even being charged with this. In doing so, he attempted to defraud the federal government by falsely claiming to be a victim of the disaster. let's see. It said the loan was denied. Interesting. Wayne, what does it mean when it says that he understands that there is no agree? Oh shit! Answer my question. That's nasty. Okay, G Wayne, your brain. Bricc Baby understands that there is no agreement as to his criminal history or his criminal history category. I wonder why that is, G Wayne.
Because they can bring that shit back up on you.
Exactly. We're not even going to tell you what it is right now.
We ain't going to tell you what it is because we can blow this shit up. He
Why?
already got 5 or 6 felonies. He already in category 4.
But you know why, too? Because we ain't even calculate your shit yet.
We ain't even calculated your shit yet. Nigga, you already in
You still working.
4. You starting at 240 months, nigga.
We don't know. We don't even know what we charging you with right now. We don't even know what the fuck we're going to do with your bitch ass right now.
Exactly. You're in category 4 as far as past felonies, nigga. At least category 4. Now we talking about
crazy
offense level 20. You looking at at least 20 years already.
That's his base offense level, just for the search of his record.
That's a base offense level.
Do they go by your highest or they stack them?
They going by that. Hey, if you look at the guidelines, bro, soon as you get to that category and start going down, when you start getting to offense level 15, 16, 17, 20, that should start at like 240 months, 360 months. Yeah. It starts down there, bro.
So he's a 5-time on paper felon, right? 2 crimes being violent that he's just charged with. The crimes that he's not charged with are multiple violent crimes. The robbery, the shooting in the parking lot.
Exactly.
That's not even on paper. How can you determine a nigga's offense level if the violent crimes that he's actually accused of are not even in his fucking paperwork?
Imagine being in that tank and your lawyer coming to see you and they say, look, this is your felony, this is your past felonies. You in this category, right? And nigga, this is your offense level. A gun, at least 20, nigga, and it's starting at 360 months, nigga. He like, man, what I need to do?
But this is where it gets nasty, right? It's not even on some street nigga shit. It's a simple conversation. That nigga ain't put no work in Atlanta at all. Because I got an arrest report with you getting arrested 15, 20 times, my nigga. You got 1 conviction at all. But you in Atlanta doing whoop, whoop, up, down, left, right, doing whoop, whoop, pop this, pop that. You the big whoop, whoop, what? Y'all niggas need to go to jail more. Mute up. Actually, I'm not going to be paperwork.
The feds use all that shit. You've been arrested how many times?
But they're not using none of the fucking Georgia shit. That's blowing my mind.
They send him to the side. They need him to do something for them.
Shit blowing my mind. Let's see if anything else in here, y'all. Y'all ping up, share the room, y'all. It's a lot of shit, y'all. Let's see.
In the block.
I'm looking at his waiver for his appeal. So the exception of an appeal based on the claim that his guilty plea was involuntary by pleading guilty, Bricc Baby is waiving and giving up any right to appeal his conviction on the offense to which he is pleading guilty. So he's given his right to appeal. He understands that this waiver includes, but is not limited to, arguments that the statute to which the defendant is pleading guilty to is unconstitutional, and any and all claims that the statement of facts provided is insufficient to support his plea of guilty. Let's see. So this last section, y'all, is what's going to happen if he withdraws it. Bricc Baby agrees that if, after entering a guilty plea, pursuant to this agreement, he seeks to withdraw and succeeds in withdrawing a guilty plea on any basis other than a claim and finding that entry into this plea agreement was involuntary, then the USAO will be relieved of all of its obligations on this agreement. And should the USAO choose to pursue any charge that was either dismissed or not filed, let's back up a second, G-Wayne, here we go. Pick up and share the room. The USAO will be relieved of all of its obligations under this agreement, and this is if Bricc Baby enters a guilty plea and then seeks to withdraw it, right? Should the USAA choose to pursue any charge that was either dismissed or not filed as a result of this agreement, then any applicable statute of limitations will be told between the date of the defendant's signing of this agreement and the filing commencing any such action. And he waives and gives up all defenses based on the statute of limitations. Any claim of pre-indictment delay or any speedy trial claim with respect to any such action. G. Wayne, reading this paragraph, if that boy don't do what they say he need to do, if you back out on this deal, we're gonna statute of limitations start on the crimes that we didn't charge you with from the date of this agreement?
Yeah.
Holy fuck, that nigga better take that stand, boy.
So imagine if the homie right and he they let him go to testify against old boy. Say if the trial lasts 2 or 3 years and all his shit from 21 and 22 past the 5-year statute of limitations. Nah, bro. It's gonna stop from the day you decided you didn't want to do this.
In the block.
They cover all they shit, bro. They cover everything.
Right. That's like saying, okay, go ahead.
Because they've been beat like that before. Oh, well shit, I ain't gotta say nothing because you can't charge with that anyway. Nah, bro. We gonna cover all our corners. Cold world.
Y'all come off the mic, y'all. This baby paperwork. Y'all. This shit, you would think it'd just be straightforward, right, G Wayne? Just some whoop whoop, you know what I mean? Here's your offense level we agreed upon. Here's your max, here's your minimum. This is what we're gonna recommend. X, Y, and Z. This is your pre-trial, whoop de whoop. Ain't none of that in here.
Hey, that shit plea worse than some of these niggas' music contracts.
You gotta be a lawyer to read it, huh?
Hell yeah.
But okay, real talk, y'all. You don't gotta be a lawyer. You don't gotta be a street nigga. None of that shit. Y'all don't kind of see how the paperwork's kind of reading. Y'all don't see the theme and the narrative of the paperwork. Everyone been through school, right? The context clues, all of that, reading comprehension. As you're reading that paperwork, you're reading it. What is it reading to you guys? Does it sound like they're trying to protect it? Okay, this is a fucking, at a minimum, 5-time felon that the feds were investigating and almost blew their whole investigation because they thought he was going to smoke his baby mother. Another robbery here, or shooting there. You seen what the nigga on jumping with the burner, all of that shit. They showing him love like this? Why? They got the nigga dead to rights. They raided the nigga crib because he was on a wiretap and he threw their guns over the balcony, and now he's indicted for just those guns.
There's nothing the before
that. I'm asking the floor, do they see the play? Talk to me, G. Wayne.
See, the thing is, the only thing the feds really have on him is ex-felon with a gun. All the rest of that shit is state shit, right? But they need the bigger picture. There's some other shit that he tied to that's like maybe a distance away from through other people. You know what I'm saying? Like what he got caught with. I'm thinking what he got caught with and how the means how he got his is the same way old boy got theirs through that other guy. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's how he's getting tied into the big picture. Just my opinion, just reading the paperwork and listening. That's how I'm thinking he getting tied into the big thing. Because most of
So
those little shit, threatening the wife and all that shit, that's all state shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'd pick up the
welcome,
felon
G
with the
man.
gun. We could have been picked you up with a felon with the
in the
gun
block.
shit. But that's all state
Exactly.
shit. But now we got a big picture and we need your side of the story with this other shit, nigga. Now we know how to squeeze you because you really a state nigga. You don't really know
Can
how
I
these
give you
feds done. And like the homie
exactly?
just said in the chat, he said at the beginning, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do
Yo, but what we
to get
gotta
out
do
of this
too,
shit.
though, bro. Listen,
What up?
because that work right there for y'all get this hand them off is bad in the work. Cause it looked to me like it don't say they letting him out. It looked to me like he pleading.
Yeah, I
It
don't know
looked to
what
me
I'm
like
letting
they
him out.
saying if we drop this. It looked to me like he got a max of 15. It ain't saying they letting him out, bro. I don't see that. I
I don't
don't.
see that either. It looked to me like they cleaning it all up to me. It's like a cleanup to me.
I mean, shit. He playing to what he playing to. I mean, it just that still don't mean he ain't. I'd have been looking at 40, shit, 30, 25.
Yeah. I mean, it does look like he playing out. It's just them first beginning sentences about the parole and all this type stuff. It kind of insinuated like he might have been like they've been trying to give him release until he gets sentenced, but could be wrong.
Yeah, the conditions
But
in the beginning that you read, Prince, is what
yeah,
made
it's
me feel like
it
they
yeah
was
like
they was telling him what to do
In the
once we let
block.
you out. This is what you gotta agree that you're gonna do. And it sounded like it didn't say once we let you out. They didn't say that, but that's kind of what it implied to me.
It says something about surrender. It didn't say self-surrender. That's usually what it does say, but it says something about surrender
Mm.
until sentencing. So that's what made me think that they
Exactly.
possibly will be letting them out.
exactly.
G Wayne, you been to the feds, bro. What does that mean at the beginning when they speaking about bond for him?
I'm really thinking they was gonna let him go.
But what does that mean? Like when they saying that, because it basically says, I'm gonna read exactly what it said. It said, appear for all court appearances, surrender as ordered for service of sentence, obey all conditions of any bond, and obey any other ongoing court order in this matter.
It sounded. I took it as they're about to let him go
That's what I'm
until he
asking you.
said
Like, since you've been to the feds, what does that mean? Does that mean he
it.
gonna get a bond?
No, it sounds like they not a bond. It sounds like they're gonna let him out his own recognizance.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he gonna have like a supervised release type thing, not a bond. Just let him out to work. But he gotta, comply. He gonna have somebody he gotta report to. He gonna have to pay his little fine. But he has to show up to court when it's time to show up to court because he has a job to do.
In the block.
He can't disappear and he cannot not do what he say he gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, but does it say that? We don't see where they're gonna let him go.
Nah, it doesn't say that. But what he just read okay, in my plea, it didn't have none of that shit in there. Nigga, I pleaded out 90 days. I got sentenced.
But I don't know. It's a little different because it don't say.
I
Does he
think
have a sentencing date?
In the block.
I heard him say the other day he go to court September on one of them calls with somebody. He might have called in and no jumper or something.
I wonder, is this just a coincidence that his plea coming out today, and then y'all remember Eddie Boy said that paperwork dropping on the 13th.
Wait. Slow down, go. Sorry to interrupt you. Slow down. He changed his plea?
Who?
Wait. Bricc Baby. It says, in Chambers order setting change of plea hearing by Judge Fernando Rocha, pursuant to the request of the parties and a plea agreement filed August 7th, which was 3 days ago. Docket number 26 was the... Hold on. What? Are you good, guy? So,
In the
says the court sets a hearing regarding the defendant's change of plea for September 5th, 2025 at 9 a.m. The precise time of the hearing may change upon the issuance of the final calendar for the date. The hearing will proceed in person at the First Street Courthouse, courtroom 6B.
That's that September date you was talking about, Wack.
That's filed today, 8/11. So that's filed right now. That's filed today, Wack. Yeah, no Joker might want to update whatever they doing. And there's no minute order for this. It just says he's changing his plea. Exclusive, y'all. Only on the Hunter side.
So you see the September date.
I see September 5th, 2025. The court sets a hearing regarding the defendant's change of plea. Not guilty to guilty.
Who's that for, Brent? Who date is that?
That's for Bricc Baby. I take that back, y'all. Unless they're talking about his change of plea from not guilty to guilty.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Go ahead, Wack.
We got 7 people. Let me see. 7 people on the RICO, right? We got 2 chicks. We got Hop, Bear Claw, Luce Cannon, They, Big U. 7 on the Big U RICO. We got 1 person outside the box that's not tied into the Big U RICO, but is in the 6-0 RICO. Now, the dude, the nigga at the bottom, had the gun charges.
Christian Forbes.
Before it was a Big U RICO, it was a rolling 60 RICO.
100%.
Big U is tied into both sides because Bricc Baby and Christian was doing gun business, and Bricc Baby called Big U. Then comes the Big U RICO, triggered by murder and extortion and robbery. Extortion and robbery, same individual, if you notice. It is a wild card in there that's an informant named Jonah, right? Crazy
60s?
part about it is Jonah, what they call Jew Boy, right? The club I was just at in Miami, the owner told on 15 of his homies. That's how I know it's real. Right? See, I be tied in the shit because I be knowing everybody, right? So now, let's go down. Let's go down. The bitch, the taco truck bitch, she telling. Right? Well, Big U said one of his close homies has already went bad, but he's gonna forgive him for that. That's what they saying. So we got the female telling. That's either Vay or Bear Claw. If Bear Claw went bad, it's looking bad because Vay for sure gonna tell. Vay 59 years old, ain't never did a day in jail. That's right. Luce Cannon, definitely gonna cooperate. Bear Claw's his close friend, and if he's sending word at his close friend, but he gonna forgive him as Bear Claw. Bear Claw sick, he won't do nothing to Bear Claw. Bay gonna tell anyway. Taco truck bitch gonna tell. Luce Cannon, that's 4. Hop is the only motherfucker. He ain't never been to jail, but if a nigga that's gonna stay down out of the crew is Hop.
Okay.
He ain't never did no time, but he a stand-up type dude.
Okay.
Right? So that's 4. Bricc Baby's the wild card rolling 60 indictment who got Big U hot on the phones anyway.
Okay.
That's 5. We got another elderly lady on the Big U indictment, which I got to roll the dice and say, shit. Elderly lady, probably on some paperwork shit, unintentional. I think she gonna go. That's 6. The only 2 people out of the 8 in the 8, Bricc Baby being a wild card outside the box, is Big U himself and Hop. He get Bricc Baby to take the stand, say he made me do this. Luce Cannon take the stand. He did this. Now remember, Luce Cannon knows about other crimes. Per the recordings we done heard, and him
Right.
talking to niggas about all kind of other shit.
Spin the block.
Mm-hmm.
Vay
Yeah, he's
was the
big
nigga running
reinforcer.
around extorting shit. He made me do it. Bear Claws, the nigga had the shop that they bugged and was involved in the situation at the club on his birthday party where the nigga, the nigga we lined up on No Jumper,
Right, right.
DC. The female is a sex trafficking,
That's the Imani chick.
right? And then the other older lady, I'm thinking it's some type of
That's the wire
fraud or something.
fraud.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's the
Right?
wire fraud with the real estate and the loans.
You got 6 out of 8 involved, Bricc Baby being a wild card, pointing the finger. I think they'll give niggas leniency to get Big U right now. That's just what I think. I could be wrong. I could be
I
wrong.
agree.
Spin the
I
block.
agree, especially if they got the whole gun running operation.
Now remember, that nigga got 5 years and got up out of there. So we already know what's happening with him.
For sure. And he the supplier of the guns.
Yeah, he the supplier.
He the straw so they call it a straw purchase, someone that can legally purchase guns that different for people that can't.
He got 5 years and got up out of there.
Right, right. And he purchased a lot of guns. Look at this case.
Wack, who is the hop nigga you talking about?
I know Hop personally.
Spin the block.
The phone is over there. The Hop is, I know Hop personally. I know Hop, spend time with Hop. Hop is a dude that ain't never really been in no trouble. He from 60s. Quiet nigga, don't say too much. But Hop is the one in the paperwork where Hop is the one told Big U about the lick Bricc Baby just hit. I remember
Okay.
that part of it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
And then they said Bricc Baby got to give up some of that.
Right. That's a
And I
conversation they
believe
had.
it might have tied Hop into being a part of the Big U birthday party extortion shit. I don't know if he was a part of the monster shit. Vay was the primary nigga picking that up. I don't really remember. But I know Hop. Hop like he's solid. Listen, he ain't never did no time. Hop mid-30s. If I didn't know him, I would say, nah, he gonna roll. Cause he looking at some time. If I didn't know the nigga. But I know the nigga, like I know him. I would bet my money he ain't gonna roll.
Spin the block.
Yeah,
If he rolled, I would be shocked. I would be surprised.
you don't really seen his character. That's why I asked you about him, because you're not one of them niggas that just be throwing like
Nah.
credit around like that. And for you to say that you really feel like he won't tell, and you
Yeah, I
always
feel
say
like-
you believe that most niggas in those type of situations would tell.
Yeah,
you done seen some shit in that nigga or something.
Yeah. I don't believe he is. I know the nigga. Like the nigga done been around me a million times. I know him. Nigga done went to tour with us. He done been with us on tour. Top a fighter. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna never hear him talking about he gonna kill you, but he'll fight you all day long. But he quiet. Nigga do the, he breed the dogs and shit. You know what I'm saying? He got his own little shit going on. He did from 60s, and Big U to the light. He actually Hop is from 600 side. That's 600's guy.
Spin the block.
Yeah, that's 600's guy. They from the same side. If Hop rolls, I'll be shocked. But it don't matter. It's 6 of them niggas out you good? Outside of Hop that they gonna tell. Hop, those two niggas ain't got no criminal history. But Vay 59, he tell it. Vay ain't no gang, but he tell it.
Right. So now, Wack, that's my point to G Wayne. You just said if he had a shooting, he might be classified as that. Let's go
I'm gonna
back to
tell
that
y'all
shooting
who
in the
Vay
parking
is,
lot.
bro. Vay is Cam. He tell it. No problem. You know he
Shit.
tell it. You can't even be mad at him. You shouldn't even had him around the shit. On some real shit. You shouldn't even had him around it.
And they have they picking up the money and shit, right? According to the
Bro, let me tell
paperwork.
you something. Vay was one of
Talk
the
to me.
niggas in that underground garage when I bumped into them niggas, right?
Okay.
I locked eyes with Vay, he dropped his head. Now I know Vay longer than I know Big U. We used to coach, put Pop Water kids together. Vay like regular dude. About 4 months after that, I go to Boiling Crab in Calabasas. I walk in, guess who at the pickup counter in the corner with house slippers?
Let me guess, Vay.
Old Vay. Now Vay no Wack. I streamlined straight to him. He said, man, he really want to talk to Wack. We had no idea we was going up there for that. He just saw round us up, told us he needed us to go somewhere with him, and everybody put on hoodies. He didn't even give us no instructions. That's why when you jumped out and I seen what it was, you see, Wack, come on, bro. Y'all really need to talk. And whoop de whoop, and I'm looking at Vay. I said, Vay, when you become a gang member, you know I ain't no gang member. I said, Vay, you know you could have lost your life that night. This what I'm telling you, bro. I ain't even going around him like that no more. I'm looking at this shit. So what I'm saying is, like, that let me know how desperate Big U started getting, because for him to be reaching down like that just for the look of a body, he knows that dude ain't.
Ain't
Dude
that?
59, yeah, he ain't. Bro, this nigga 59, he a regular dude. Nigga live in Porter Ranch with a white chick. He don't.
You know what, Wack? You kind of ahead of right now. Let me ask you this question. I never asked you this before. I heard an interview where Bricc Baby allegedly was saying that he was on the elevator or the escalator that night that incident happened.
Bricc Baby lying like a motherfucker.
I
Put
did.
himself so
Get
he
the fuck
lying
out
like
of here. I
Bricc
know that
Baby
nigga was
made all
fucking
that shit.
capping.
There wasn't no Bricc Baby was nowhere around.
You know
Because I
why?
remember he was still on the app when he was on the app that morning. I
Okay.
said, all right, Bricc Baby.
in the block.
I said, how many cars was in front of me? How many cars was behind me? He started stuttering. See, in that situation, you would have known the closest car behind was about 20, 25 yards, which was, what's his name? G Wayne, what's he in here?
Goddamn.
Talking about gas.
Damn. Nah.
Gas. That was
Gas. Yeah.
gas.
Gas. Yeah. Gas.
Gas was in the car
In the
about 20
block.
And Papa.
yards behind me, literally. And there was 2 cars in front of me. This is why when they say, oh, his family was in his car so we didn't trip, you lying, because the 2 cars in front of me was my baby mama and my daughter. They was both in their own cars. They were in the car, so you don't know. Ain't nobody in my car. So this is why when I hear certain niggas talking,
Right.
you capping. When they say they was in my car, right? That's how I know they wasn't there. They kept a Bricc wasn't there. Bricc lying like a motherfucker.
Wow,
Bricc say he had a cast on his leg or some shit.
Okay.
Bro, they the gun that showed on No Jumper in the paperwork, they said they found the same gun on
Oh yeah.
the, with a large capacity clip.
The next day when they picked them up, right?
Yeah, the next morning.
Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV. Clubhouse TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's Clubhouse TV. You heard the content, man. We back with another one, man. And y'all heard Wack lit up the internet again. Y'all heard the content. This time, reaction to the news that Bricc Baby might be touching down soon after a possible plea agreement. But it's not just the release that's got everybody talking. It's what Wack says could happen next. They got the LA streets buzzing. According to him, if Bricc Baby gets out, him and Luce Cannon could both end up taking a stand on none other than Big U. Now, here's where it gets deep. Bricc Baby been locked up fighting this case, and we all know plea agreements and high-profile street situations ain't just about shaving years. It's about exchanging something. Wack is already connecting the dots, saying straight up, this ain't no random legal move. That if Bricc Baby gets out, it could mean statements are being made. Puts Luce Cannon right in the same category, saying that two could be lined up to testify, and Big U's name is the one at the center of it all. Now, that's not just messy, that's nuclear in West Coast politics. But Wack being Wack didn't hold back. He's implying that this ain't a coincidence, that certain people have been waiting for this moment to flip the script on Big U. And whether you agree with Wack or not, you gotta admit, when his predictions hit, they hit hard. Now, for those who don't know the history, Big U, Bricc Baby, Luce Cannon, all these names been in the same LA orbit for years. There's politics, old alliances, and deep street ties. But Wack's basically saying that if this release goes through, it's not just freedom for Bricc Baby. It's about testimony, courtrooms, and possibly taking down one of the most influential figures that was out there. Now the question is, if Bricc Baby walks out on that plea, do the streets see it as a win or a setup? And if Wack is right, and both him and Luce take the stand, will it be the biggest shakeup in LA street politics in years? Now, this one's still developing, but you already know we're gonna keep watching. It's Clubhouse TV, where we don't just tell the story, we break it down. Now, let me know what you think about the content in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you're always notified when I drop new content. And subscribe to the media team so you get that exclusive Wack 100 content. Any questions, suggestions, need me to advertise for you on my channel with over 44,000 subscribers, just get at me on IG and I'll get right back to you. As always, we certainly appreciate y'all checking out Clubhouse TV. Off to the next one. Peace.